Merry Christmas, people. I am back here for a Christmas movie review. I think this is my first movie I reviewed on this channel that is a Christmas movie, so this should be pretty fun, I guess. I do like the holiday. It's definitely, I would say it's one of my favorite for sure, but I'm definitely more of a Halloween guy. But I guess that really fits this movie that I'm about to review. It is The Nightmare Before Christmas, the movie that came out in 1993, directed by Henry Selick, who is a director I really like a lot. Also directed James and the Giant Peach, which was a movie I grew up on, like watched it so much growing up. I really enjoyed that movie. And he also directed Coraline, which I actually saw for the first time this year. I'd never seen that movie. I saw it in the theaters. Really, really fun, trippy, crazy movie, and it really makes sense that he did this movie as well. Now, before I go into this, yes, I have seen this movie before, but there is a but. It's been so long since I actually watched it from beginning to end, which is kind of crazy. I know so much about this movie. I had seen it before, and also just the songs are played like every year, basically from October 1st to December 31st. You can play it because this movie is so synonymous with Halloween and Christmas, just the holiday season in general. So I know so much about this movie, but I just hadn't seen it in so long that I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and watch this movie again. I don't even remember how the events quite go, in what order they do happen in. It's just been so long since I've seen this. And it's a short movie too, about an hour and 15 minutes, I think, before the credits, maybe even a little bit shorter than that. And this movie is able to fit a lot of story into that. Of course, it's a classic. If you have not seen this movie somehow, it is a classic, and you should. It is about, basically the short and skinny of it, Jack Skellington, king of Halloween Town, discovers Christmas Town, but his attempts to bring Christmas to his home causes confusion. As a very short and brief summary, basically, of what happened in this movie. Look, this movie is a classic for a reason. I think the main two things I think of with this movie immediately after watching it is the music and the animation, of course. I think the fact you have Tim Burton behind this movie, and I think a lot of people do confuse this with being a Tim Burton directed movie, because a lot of the, on the title, it will say Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Nightmare Before Christmas, I should say. A lot of people can get confused by that. I think for years I probably even thought that Tim Burton directed this, but the fact that I know who it is now, and of course behind James and the Giant Peach, especially for me, was definitely awesome to see. And of course with Coraline now, he's a really fun director. Of course, the unique animation style, it just pops off the screen. Watching it now, it's been 31 years since the movie came out, and it just looks still just so beautiful. There's just so many shots in this movie where you could just have a frame of a huge fucking painting, put it in your living room, and just fucking look at it, man. It's just so beautiful. Some of these shots in this, the way they're able to capture that gothic vibe of the Halloween town, and then seamlessly just transition into a beautiful looking Christmas land. Like, it's just able to do it in so well. And just this movie in general is able to really just capture Christmas and Halloween, just the feel of both those holidays in such a great way, where you just feel like when you're in Halloween Town, you feel the spooky nature of Halloween. And again, immediately as you go into Christmas land, you're just like, oh man, you feel like you're right by a fire, drinking some cocoa, about to open some presents or something. Like, it's just, it gives you those feels so well with how just detailed and beautiful and unique the animation is. And then, of course, the music, as I already kind of mentioned, it's classic songs in here. Just the opening number, getting into it, this is Halloween, and just going into the solo number with Jack Skellington, just really well done on that little swirly hill, whatever it's called. I'm sure it has some type of term within the lore that I'm unaware of, but the little swirly hill with the huge moon in the background. Just a great shot within itself. The shots I get with him singing there. Just all the music in here is memorable, even if some are better than others overall. Like, it's just really nice, whimsical music. There'll be songs that are more creepy, songs that are a little more uplifting, but either way, it all has that kind of whimsy with it, which I think is pretty magical, and it definitely feeds into that Disney magic at times in this movie, while also having the Tim Burton vibes. I think it's just a really great combination. And for being, again, such a short movie that it is, for them to fit the story they do in this movie, like, I think I paused it about 26 minutes in, and I'm like, man, they really have given us a lot of story already so far, but it didn't feel like too much. It didn't feel like they were rushing through it or anything. It just was really good storytelling. I was really interested, and obviously I'd seen it before, so as I was watching it, everything was coming back to me slowly, but I just really enjoy, of course, the character design of Jack Skellington, who is played by Chris Sarandon. I think he just does a really good job with the voice, but then just the character design, like, it's just an iconic look. The suit he wears, a little bat bow tie, I guess you will, or whatever he has there. Just the black look of the suit, and then just his whole lanky just appearance, and just when he's singing and how he'll just like move his body about. It's just so iconic. It's just so like fun to watch. It's just a really fun movie while also being a very interesting, unique story. And it's a multiversal story too. Like before multiversal stuff became so famous in the It thing, of course, you could say, Wizard of Oz did it first, like Deadpool said. But I think it's a very nice, unique way to do a multiversal story in this, where it's played serious enough within the story where you buy into this whole world of a Halloween town, and you get Christmas and just all these. It's so cool to have the idea of just being able to open a door like on a tree, and you go into a Christmas land or an Easter place, or there was a Valentine's one, I think, and St. Patrick's Day even. Like, it's just such a cool, unique idea, and they're able to just execute it in such a nice way. And just really a simple idea, Jack Skellington feeling this whole relatable theme that they have in this movie, where he just feels he's just tired of the same old, same old. We all get that at some point. And to have that relatable theme in this crazy world, that is where you get some of the best Tim Burton stuff, especially, but really any kind of crazy idea for a movie or TV show. If you can add in this like layer of relatability, I think that's what this movie does so well. And you just immediately bought into the iconic character that is Jack as soon as he's on the screen. He really is kind of like a cult leader, though, of this town. I will say, like, the mayor doesn't give a fuck for the most part. Like, he's just like, yeah, Jack, you want to bring Christmas over here? Fuck it. We're Halloween, but who gives a shit? Like, it's just so funny how he's just basically running this whole town. And it's just so fun, though, from the beginning, and how he gets enamored with this Christmas. And it really just, again, the relatable idea of the grass is green on the other side. You're getting tired of the same old, same old. You go try something new. And a lot of times that can bring you back to the thing you love. And you see that in the end of the movie. I like how they bring that back around, where you have, once he realizes the fucked up shit he did for Christmas, where he thought he was just trying to enjoy Christmas in the way that he wanted, but he wasn't even thinking that kidnapping Santa and giving everyone these fucked up presents is going to be a good thing. And then when he finally realizes that, and then also the realization in himself that he now is happy and reinvigorated and has ideas about Halloween again. I think that's a really nice, cool theme for kids to watch too, something they can like really think about and mull over after the movie. Of like, it's not a bad thing necessarily to go try something new when you're like tired of doing it. It could be anything. You could be doing a sport that you really love, in a relationship you're really into, and then it just becomes maybe a little stale or something. But then maybe sometimes just taking a break from whatever you're doing that you do love, but you're getting a little tired of, is the best thing, and you come back to it. Of course, in this situation, kind of ended up pretty fucked up though, because he still was getting messed up presents about to everybody, but Santa ended up fixing it all at the end of the day, so it was all good. But I really do enjoy also them calling Santa Claus Sandy Claus. Like, just little moments like that throughout this whole movie. There's just little, just fun, whimsical, cute, creepy, spooky, but also heartwarming moments. Like, this movie just has a lot of different feelings in it that's just really nice. Of course, the nostalgia of just seeing the animation and just how the music is, just hearing that my whole life. I was born in 1998, so this movie came out, of course, like 5 years before I was born. So it's just, it's a really fun movie. I will say one of the main things that holds me back, and I might get a lot of shit from this, people that really love this movie and you're watching this, go ahead and get those fingers ready probably to type and leave some comments. But I don't really care too much for the character of Sally. I think Catherine O'Hara is really good. I think she is good as a voice actor in this movie with this character. The character itself, though, I just don't really find that interesting. I think for the most part, she's just really fawning over Jack for a lot of the movie. They try to give her this part within the plot where she has this premonition that shit's going to go bad for Jack, trying to bring Christmas, like things not going to go good. That whole, she grabs that little small tree or branch or whatever, it turns into a Christmas tree, a little mini thing from it, and then burns up. So they try to give her this premonition of like, oh yeah, I know shit's going to go bad. I'm here for you, Jack. I need to tell you, to give her something to do within the plot. But other than that, I thought she was just fawning over Jack. And then she sings this song right about near the third act when he's going off to give out his presents, talking about how, oh, will Jack ever know? Will he ever see that I love him? And it's like, you haven't really made it that clear. Like, you gave him one little gift basket when he was doing his little experiment or whatever. Other than that, you just don't really see like her giving any effort into trying to become a romantic partner with Jack. And I do think they tied up really nice, because I think the way they end this movie is really beautiful. I think when they're on that, again, that little swirly hill, whatever it's called, I'm sure people in the comments can let me know what the actual term for it is. The swirly hill with the moon in the background, and they're having that nice little ending musical number, and they give a nice kiss. That felt so good. I really did like that. Some nice little Disney magic thrown in there, and it it was actually just a beautiful moment. Them singing the song there was a nice touching thing, and then it just feels like they are meant to be in that moment. But I thought the build up to it was just not really good at all. They could have not had Sally in here at all, and my experience would have not have been changed that much. And again, I know some people might really enjoy Sally and really love her character. I think she's interesting enough as a regular character, but I don't think I don't know, she just doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. Again, there might be a lot of people that really enjoy her character, but that's just how I feel about it. Also, another character I'm not the biggest fan of is the Oogie Boogie character or whatever. Like, the design is kind of a little weird in a way that just doesn't work for me. And all of his scenes were fine. They were fun. Like, the song he had, I thought every song in this movie is pretty damn good. So, like, even his song was good, but he was another character where he could have not been involved, and it wouldn't have hurt me much at all. Like everybody else, all the little other side characters are fun, and I don't really have those kind of thoughts about, but I thought they kind of gave a little bit of shine to Oogie Boogie because he was really involved when Santa was kidnapped and everything. But that character and Sally were the main characters where I'm like, I probably could have done without them in this movie if I'm being completely honest. And that kind of takes the movie down just a little bit, especially with Sally, because they do try to make her such a big part, and it really ends with them having this romantic kiss. But to be honest, I didn't even feel Jack had any feelings for her throughout this whole movie. Like, I never felt that he had this longing. I mean, there was a couple little moments where they try and hint at it, but I just did not feel like it was enough. But again, they pull it off there at the end, so I don't know. They do pull it off enough there in the end where I'm not like, it doesn't take me down completely from the movie, but it was definitely, those are a couple things. Those are my main, like, I guess, negative leaning thoughts on this movie. But other than that, I do really enjoy most everything else about this. Those are my main real kind of like little complaints, just kind of a couple characters there. But the songs are really good in this, I think. As I said, Danny Elfman doing such a good job with crafting the music for this, and it just has that Tim Burton feel. It has that Christmas feel, the Halloween feel, and it gives you a nice little themes in there with Jack throughout too that you can relate. It's just really fun being in this world for the most part. Again, the main thing I take from this is being in this world, the music, the animation, it all feels just so nice. And so it's a classic for a reason. Besides my couple little complaints there, I think this is a really good movie. I could definitely see myself starting to make it more of a tradition to watch it every year because I do have a good time with it. At the end of the day, I do like this movie, I think, more than I love it. I don't really quite love this movie like some other people do, where they're really just hardcore Nightmare Before Christmas fans. I think that's another reason why I probably just hadn't revisited it in so many years since I actually just watched it from beginning to end. Anyways, that's my main thoughts. I'm going to give The Nightmare Before Christmas a 9 out of 10. An absolute classic that has obviously stood the test of time for plenty of reasons. But what do you guys think? Do you enjoy this movie a lot? Do you think it's maybe a little overrated? Is it one of your favorite movies around the holidays of all time? What are your thoughts? Just leave a comment down below, and also support this channel by hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button as well if you are not and you are watching this video. It would be very much appreciated. You can also follow me on my social medias. I pretty much just post about this channel for the most part. So there's a video I'm going to be coming out with my top 10 Christmas movies of all time list. This will not make that list, but I do really enjoy it. Obviously, as you see from the rating, it's just me talking about it. But that just goes to show you there's plenty of great Christmas movies, I will say, or really enjoyable Christmas movies, I will say. But this will not make that list. Looking for that video, though, very soon. And also, depending on when this comes out, I will have a Craven review, Craven the Hunter, and the new Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim animated film, the anime style film that is. So be looking for those videos as well, along with a bunch of other new releases and plenty of other videos. I'm going to be going a little bit harder with this channel, probably than I've ever been in the coming weeks. I'm just going to be really focusing on just continuing to post on this channel. And so I appreciate any support I get, as I mentioned. But yeah, that'll be it for now, and I'll be looking for more videos very soon. As I said, I will talk to you guys later. Merry Spookmas. This is Halloween. Yeah.